Hello everyone. If you didn't know already, my name is Joy, and in honor of the new year and my birthday approaching, in today's video, I will be talking about 20 things that I learned at 20. Let's get into it. First thing on my list. Everything is temporary, and nothing lasts forever. Everything has its season. Everything has a season. Everything comes and it'll last for a while, and everything goes eventually. Everything is temporary. Everything. Number 2. It's okay to be sad or feel bad. It's normal to experience this, and nothing is wrong with me. I wrote that down because I guess I was under the impression that I always had to feel okay and keep it together at all times, and if I feel bad, then something's not right and I shouldn't be letting things get to me. But the truth is, things do get to you, and that's just a part of life. And then if there's a person that's like, oh, what's wrong? Oh, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. What? Oh, you shouldn't feel sad. What? What do you mean? I'm going through something. And it's normal for things to make you feel some type of way. And just like I said, that the last thing I said, things pass. Eventually, nothing lasts forever. So I'm not going to be sad forever. So just feel your feelings. Number 3, bad things happen to everyone, not just me. It's not personal, so don't take it personal. Whew. When things happen in my life, I'd be like, what did I do to deserve this? Why me? But I started realizing that it's not just me. And there's a lot of people out there who have similar experiences to mine, and I'm not alone. Bad things happen to everyone. It's just a part of life. Number 4. I'm only 20. I'm not gonna have my whole life together, and I'm a young adult. I was in school for my whole life until 2 years ago. Of course, I'm not completely independent, and of course, I don't know much about the outside world. So, I'm a very determined individual, and I've always been hard on myself about things. So, graduating from high school and being out in the real world, I was really going through it because I had this expectation or this idea that, okay, now that I'm adult, I'm out of high school, I'm an adult now, I gotta have a job, a car, a house, I'm supposed to have my life together. And once I realized that I don't have it together, I'd beat myself up like, Joy, what's going on? And I felt like I'd never get to that point, but I had to realize, like, bro, you need to calm down. You just got out of high school. You only been in the real world for 2 years. What you supposed to have? What are you going to have? These next few years, or these years, are to build me up to that moment of stability. I'm not supposed to be stable right now. These are the years I work towards stability. Number 5, stop trying to be perfect. I'm not perfect, and I never will be. No one is perfect, and perfection is a human construct. I feel like I sigh after each thing I read, but stop trying to be perfect. I'm not perfect and I never will be. No one is perfect. Perfection is a human construct. I've done a lot of growing since I wrote some of these down, so I don't remember exactly what my idea of perfection was, but I was trying to live up to that standard, and I'd be very hard on myself to keep myself in line and in check to maintain that perfection. But I don't remember what it was that made me realize, like, I'm not perfect. Like, oh man, that hit my ego so hard. Ooh. But I've come to accept, like, yeah, of course I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, and everyone makes mistakes. It's a part of life, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Everything's all good. Number 6, just because I made a mistake or something didn't go according to plan doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Things happen and it's okay. Everything is fine. Stop catastrophizing. Is that right? Catastrophizing? Catastrophizing everything. Stop catastrophizing everything. Man. Anything goes wrong in my life, the slightest inconvenience is like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But it's not the end of the world. It's not. Life goes on. It's okay. It is okay. And this is something I think about a lot recently. Like, the 20 things that I have written down, I refer back to these like almost every day, and I feel like they can be applied to any situation that anyone's going through, no matter how old you are. But that's a big one. Now, if anything goes wrong, I try to remain calm, assess the situation, and do what I can, because that's all I can do. Worrying and stressing ain't gonna get me any further. It's not gonna stop the situation or make it any better. So I just do what I can and keep it pushing. It's not the end of the world. What number is this? 7? Life is a book. This is the favorite thing. This is my favorite thing that I learned this year. Life is a book with many chapters and many different stories and many versions of ourselves. I don't have to do one thing for the rest of my life or live one way for the rest of my life. Each new or different thing that I do or try is a different chapter in the book. And that reason why that's my favorite thing that I learned this year is because I am passionate about a lot of things, and I enjoy learning new things and doing different things. And being in school, you know, they're like, oh, what are you gonna do? What's your career? What are you gonna do for the rest of your life? What do you want to do? I don't know. But I know that I like this thing and that thing and some other stuff that I'd like to dabble in, and I can do that. I can do it. I just gotta break it up. I can do this for a little bit of time. After I'm done with that, do that. And yeah, life doesn't have to, what's the word? I don't know, but I don't have to do one thing for the rest of my life, and neither do you. You can do whatever you want to. You just gotta have the right mindset and the drive. Number 8. Nothing is set in stone. Everything changes at some point, and anything is possible. Whew. I'm so cold right now. Hold on. This is my Dragon Ball Z blanket. Wait. Yeah. Okay, anyway, number 8. I feel like a lot of things that I wrote down kind of like bounce off each other. Like, I feel like this also applies to everything is temporary and nothing lasts forever. But I feel like the context for this particular point involves situations in your life that you can control rather than everything is temporary and nothing lasts forever. That one seems like more of your outside surroundings and things that you can't control, and everything has its seasons, you know? I hope that made sense. But yeah, let's say you've been at your job for like 8 years, but your true passion was to become a baker. Just because it's been 8 years don't mean you can't just drop everything and start your baking business. You can do that. Working that job that you've been at for 8 years is not set in stone. You can change. You can do whatever you want. Number 9. You don't always need a plan. It's okay to figure things out as you go. Now, this was really big for me. This really helped me because when I graduated high school, I went to college for a little bit. Even though I knew I didn't want to go to college, I went anyway because in my heart, I felt like I was disappointing my family a little bit. But it's my life, so I did what I wanted. I tried, okay? I tried, but college is not for everyone. It's really not. So my family's like, all right, Joy, well, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I'll just get a job, start working, saving money, and I'll figure it out as I go. And once I make a decision, I'll have that money that I've been saving to support me in my endeavors. So, yes, it is okay to figure things out as you go. And I feel like that can apply to a lot of things in life. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I'm saying can apply to a lot of things. But we're talking about my experience. These are 20 things that I learned and how they apply to my life. Okay, good things take time. Wait. Okay, number 10. Good things take time. Man, good things take time. If you want something good, it's gonna take a minute. An analogy that I have for this was like the microwave and a toaster oven. So let's say you got some pizza, some leftover pizza, and you want to heat it up. You can put it in the microwave for a minute or two. We'll say a minute and a half. Or you can put it in the toaster oven for 10 minutes. Anyone would choose the quickest option, being that minute and 30 seconds. But once you take it out the microwave, it'll be warm on the outside and cold in the middle, or vice versa. But if you put it in the toaster oven and leave it in there for about 10 minutes, maybe even less than that, I don't remember, but it'll be warm throughout. So good things take time. And even with goals, what I wrote down was goals that I had in the past were simpler and easier to achieve. But as I grow and create grander goals and desire grander things, it's going to take more time. Man. Ooh, what is this? Number 11? I wrote down that this is the hardest thing that I learned. It's okay to need help. Needing help does not make you weak. It does not mean you're incapable of doing something. It doesn't mean you're a failure. Everyone needs help sometime, and you don't have to do everything alone. On top of me being hard on myself, I am also, well, I'm not even gonna say I am because I'm working out of it, but I was super hyper independent. And I had to do everything by myself. Sometimes I didn't need to, but because that's what I was familiar with and what I was comfortable with, I always did things on my own, even if it was like a really difficult thing. And if anyone asked me if I needed help, I'd be like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. I got this. But I'm working out of that. And it feels good knowing that I have support and that I can be supported. It is okay to need help. Number 12. Everyone isn't like me. Everyone does not treat everyone the way that they'd like to be treated. Everyone is not as caring, rational, emotionally mature, and respectful as I am. Everyone does not have your best interest at heart. People will put you down to make themselves feel better in whatever area in life they feel that they are lacking in. Me personally, I feel like I'm a sweetheart. I be sitting there chilling, minding my own business, and I care a lot. Generally speaking, I care a lot, and if someone needs something from me, I try to do as much as I can. And sometimes I may overextend myself, and that may leave me feeling bad at times because people aren't like that for me. But even like not in a not selfless way, there's a lot of people in the world that are selfish and they take from people without thinking about them. I mean, the other person. There's a lot of reckless people out there. There's a lot of people who act before thinking. And people aren't like me. And that's just something I've come to understand. Like, I don't feel any particular way about it now because it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. That's them, that's their lives. Except all I can do is protect myself and keep it pushing. Number 13. At the end of the day, everything is going to be okay. No matter how big the situation, at the end of it, there will be a resolution. It may not be the desired outcome. No, it may not be your desired outcome, but there will be a resolution. And sometimes the resolution is simply to accept things for what they are. In some situations, when the emotions are heavy and you genuinely don't know what to do or what's going on, you feel that anxiety, that anxious, that panic. Sometimes it does feel like the end of the world, but it's important to remember that everything's going to be okay, and whatever situation you're in, it will come to an end at some point. Sometimes it'll end in your favor, sometimes it won't. And that's just another part of life. And unfortunately, there's some situations where you don't receive the justice that you deserve, and all you can do is accept things for what they are, and you have to heal and move forward. And that's a tough pill to swallow right there. That is tough. Ooh wee, that is a tough pill to swallow. All right, I don't know what number we're on. 14. Everyone in your life that you cross paths with won't always be with you long term. I feel like that applies to everything has its seasons as well. And I don't want to say that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's definitely like, wow. Because in your life journey, you meet like a lot of cool people, but at some point, you know, either they have to go or you have to go, and they were only there for that moment of time, and it hurts sometimes. That applies to friends, lovers, family, associates, even people you thought you would see in your future for the end of your lifespan, I guess. Because some connections, you'd be like, we forever. But it ain't always like that. It ain't. Number 15. Things could be better, but things could also be worse. Express gratitude. This is something I think about a lot. I think about all of this a lot, actually. But when I'm feeling bad about something, I think it could be worse. But right after, followed by that thought, is things could be better, but they could also be worse. So I accept things for what they are, and even the great things that I have. It's like, ooh, this is a really cool thing, but then I might see something else that's really cool, and I'm like, what? I could have got that. So I try to be grateful, because things could be better, but they could also be worse. Number 16. Everything in life has its own set of pros and cons. Everything. The way I picture it is like, you know, you're weighing. So things could be 50-50. They could be 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. But you will never get all pros, and you will never get all cons. Everything has pros and cons. Everything in life has positive and negative attributes. Even you. Even me. Number 17. It is what it is. No matter how you feel or what you think about something, things are what they are. I keep saying that. I was thinking about this recently. But I was. Like, it was something about me that I was thinking about. And I started seeing it different, and then I thought I changed, or that part of me changed, but really it didn't. My mindset changed. So that thing is what it is, but it seems like it changed because of how I thought about it, how I felt about it, how I perceived it. Things are what they are. I feel like that thing is also this thing that I learned is also up for interpretation. Like, I feel like it is what it is can also describe a situation where you have no power or influence in what happens in the situation, and things are what they are, and you have to accept that and move forward. And disclaimer, I know I've been saying a lot in this video that you have to accept things and move forward, and that is not an easy thing. Like, I'm saying it casually, but I know for a fact that that is not an easy thing to do. So if you're in some kind of situation, take the time that you need. You know, we all fall down sometimes, but you can't stay down. You have to get yourself up eventually. Getting yourself back up is an achievement in itself. So moving forward, even like just a little, your first step, that is an amazing thing. Yeah. But it is important to move forward. Number 18. Just because I was hurt in the past doesn't mean I can never trust again or never love again. I just have to use my discernment. No, I just have to use my judgment to discern who I can trust. I shouldn't not trust and love people because of one bad apple. I feel like I have a hard time trusting people because of a lot of different experiences from the past, but as I stated before, I've been working out of a lot of things. So I'm not afraid to trust people like I did before, because once that pain hits you, you're like, I'll never love again. I'll never trust anyone ever again. But I'm not there anymore. I'm not in that space anymore. And I understand that there are bad apples, but the whole batch ain't bad, So why should I lock myself away from the world or hold on to my trust because one person, 2, 3, 4 people out of 7 billion people in the world. Number 19. Stop worrying about things outside of your control. It makes your life more stressful than it needs to be. That is a very hard thing to do. But as I been in more and more stressful situations, and I realized that me stressing about it isn't going to do anything, and it's just causing more problems for myself. I realized that I need to take a step back and relax. And sometimes when I'm in a situation, I feel myself, the thoughts are just like going around in circles in my head. I stop myself, I breathe, and I'm like, it's okay. There's nothing I can do about it right now in this moment, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But the thought comes back sometimes, and then I'm going back in them loops, them circles, and I have to tell myself, hey, we can't do anything about that right now. We just have to be patient. Things are gonna work out the way that they're supposed to. So that's not an easy thing to do, but it's definitely something that I learned and something that I'm working on. Number 20, last but not least, one day at a time. This page tore out my notebook, but this is definitely about patience and me overworking myself, because I'd be so hard on myself. I'm an overachiever. I'm not gonna say I am an overachiever. I was an overachiever. So I do more than I need to, and I try to set these ridiculously high expectations for myself for things to achieve. Let's say, you know, I got one day off and I got all the stuff that I need to do. I gotta do it all in this one day. But no, I don't. I can break it up and do... I can break it up and split it into multiple days. I don't have to pressure myself. I can take things one day at a time. And let's say, like, general worrying about things. One day at a time. A little bit at a time. Things don't happen overnight. I think I said something about that earlier. Oh, good things take time. One day at a time. So whatever you're going through, just breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. And just do what you can, one day at a time. All right, guys. That is it for today's video. Thank you for tuning in. If you like the video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell me something that you learned at 20, or what's something that you learned in 2022. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.